Well, the other thing that actually I'm quite proud of my fish in this tank is, it's this one, as you can see. It's this one. It's Hyphessobrycon langeanii, which kind of sounds a little bit weird, with the with the scientific name of it. But it's a pretty good fish actually. It's also from the Hyphessobrycon genus, and as you can see, actually, kind of body shape wise, it's also kind of similar to Velme. To Hyphessobrycon Velme, yeah. And it's a pretty kind of lovely fish actually. It's very energetic. And the one that I'm having here probably is a female. If I'm not sexing a fish run again, it's probably a female. It is. There's not really that kind of much of information out there in kind of about a fish or about a species so far, I think. But kind of according to what I've read, it seems to be. Or it seems to have to be a kind of like species which is a little bit aggressive towards others, or even not only kind of towards their own kinds, but also towards others. But so far that I have, since I have only got one in the tank, so far that I hasn't really kind of showed that much of aggression, which is something that I I'm really kind of grateful for, or kind of grateful about. But I don't know how that is going to kind of turn out to be later. But somehow that I really kind of like this fish very much. Like the first time, really kind of the time that I saw the fish, in the store, I thought that I would like to get this one actually. I almost kind of told myself like I definitely have to get this one. I don't really know why. I think that probably was because I knew this fish, just from the kind of first sight, that this fish must be kind of belonging to the Hyphessobrycon genus. Although I was not that kind of certain, but I have a thing for the species from Hyphessobrycon genus particularly. Although I thought actually this fish could be from the genus or or from the genus of Monkhausia, but I really kind of tended to think that actually probably this one was kind of like one of the species from Hyphessobrycon genus, and also the reason for what I thought I thought actually that's the one that I definitely have to get was because in the store, kind of in the tank over there in the store, the fish really kind of shows something very, I don't know, very kind of charming for me. It's really kind of intriguing. I don't even know, why it's so kind of intriguing for me, but really kind of the body shape wise, and especially kind of like the look the fish has, kind of seems to be something, which really which was really able to kind of attract me a lot. And therefore I thought actually I would definitely have to get this one. Although actually I didn't get this one the first time when I when I saw this one in a store, but when later I just kind of, I think that probably I went back to the store kind of like a few days later, and I was even kind of worried about if someone else could kind of take the fish, before me. But thank God, actually, when I got there, the fish was still there. The price of the fish was rather good, actually. It was really kind of decent, and thought of the price, of the fish was really reasonable, because I definitely thought actually the price would just be way much more than I kind of expected. And it's but also that it was a little bit unfortunate since I was only able to get one of this of this kind, because when I bought this one of there, I did have a talk with the with the owner of the store, and he actually told me like he actually got 5 of them in the beginning, and then there were 2 other customers who just took 2 each. So there was only one left over there for me to get, which was really kind of unfortunate, because I'm quite sure kind of in those 4 of them which were taken by those 2 customers, I think like there must be some males over there, because I would really like to get a pair, honestly. For me, it's not only kind of collecting the fish that is fun for me, but also being able to kind of breed them. That's even kind of more fun for me. That's more kind of like the ultimate goal for me. Although I haven't kind of done very well, with breeding my fish so far, but still, if I'm able to kind of get a chance to store some kind of fish that I may kind of use later, for breeding or for kind of experiment, for any kind of experiment of breeding. I would like to kind of do that actually, but unfortunately for this species particularly at this time, I'm not able to kind of do anything about that since I'm only having a female here. I think that's a female. Yeah, I think that I'm only having a female here. So I'm not able to kind of pair him or pair her up with anyone else, or with any other kind of invaded from the species, at least not at the moment, because I haven't kind of seen this species anywhere else. We are kind of in the market in in my city, so I'm not able to kind of get any other invaded of this species at the moment. Not to even mention about not to even mention about to kind of get a male But yeah, I mean, like, I'm really kind of into this one actually. I think this fish is really, really gorgeous. Um, it's able to kind of accept various types of food. Although I think that probably live food would be the best, but I mean, live food is probably the best for any kind of fish or any kind of animals, I guess. But anyway, actually, I think this fish is able to kind of accept a rather kind of a big variety of, of artificial food, so it's not that difficult to obtain. I mean, at least kind of according to what I've kind of so far got. Kind of about kind of experience of obtaining this one. I think it's not really that challenging to obtain this species particularly. But I think like usually, it's not going to be that kind of difficult for those people who have some kind of certain knowledge of fish keeping to kind of keep any subspecies from Hemicramus or from Hyphessobrycon genus, I think, because most of them actually are not that difficult to obtain or to kind of take care of, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I just really kind of like this one actually. It's really kind of got a very good body shape somehow. And it actually has kind of got a very good coloration. I think like with a better lighting, you're able to kind of see the fish kind of glowing, with that kind of yellow all over the body, which really kind of looks good. But so far, since actually my lighting is rather kind of sort of shabby, as you can see, it's really shabby over there. So it's unfortunately not able to kind of offer any better sort of any better kind of watching experience or kind of just it's not able to kind of it's not able to kind of offer any better kind of environment or any kind of condition for being to kind of make the make this make the fish really look better or look at least at their best. So it's really kind of unfortunate, but that's all that I have got here. So I'm not good. I'm not really kind of so good or kind of so wealthy fish keeper somehow. If I keep it to have a little bit more space or a bit more kind of a budget of my own, then I think that I would like to kind of try to sort of improve the hardware for sure. Now, maybe not for the lighting, but at least for for the filtration and everything else, I would like to kind of and also for tank, I would like to kind of get more tanks to actually be able to kind of have the fish rather kind of live in a less crowded tank, I guess, to give them more space. That would be better. But yeah. And also, I'm really kind of terrible at plant keeping. Like, it's really kind of weird. Like, it's like I'm not able to kind of keep any animal plant alive longer than months or something like that, which is really weird. I don't really know why. I think actually mainly kind of deals with the kind of temperature in the tank, because I have my tanks really kind of with a rather kind of higher temperature. Usually would be kind of around 30 to 32 degrees. All year long. So that could be the reason why I'm now able to kind of keep any plant sort of alive kind of longer than months, I guess. Because usually, as you guys know, if you have had kind of like a plant tank or kind of like ant tank, with with the ant kind of plants, I think that probably that usually like plants wouldn't really wouldn't really be able to kind of survive in a or kind of at a temperature higher than 30, I guess. Yeah, most of the time actually, look at the temperature and kind of rises kind of above 30, then quite a few kind of plants would just die very very fast actually. So I think that could be the reason why I'm now to kind of keep plants or kind of keep live plants in my tank, I guess. Although that I would like to kind of give it a try later, with kind of adjusting the temperature of my tank, but I don't know. We'll see about that. Yep. Oh, the billmen are still doing that to each other. Haha. Lovely. Anyway, so yeah, so if you guys ever, if you guys have any kind of chance for to kind of encounter with Hyphessobrycon and langeanii like here, I really kind of can't recommend you guys to get at least a pair or maybe 3. I'm quite sure if you kind of have more of them, you kind of have one same tank, their behaviors they'll probably kind of expose some more kind of interesting behaviors, rather than only kind of like being sort of like kind of being wandering around, kind of doing nothing. Just like my here, since it's really low, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a really good species, and I think it's also now that kind of open in the market somehow. So therefore, as I said, if you get a chance to encounter with the species somewhere, kind of in the market, sort of in your town or in your city, I really do think you should get one. Especially if you're kind of into this kind of sized Jerson a fish. If you're not into it, then of course you don't kind of need to bother with it. But yeah, but if you're into it, you're kind of sort of into obtaining chosen fish, or kind of like the fish, with such kind of size or kind of look, I think this is a good choice. It's not really going to kind of require them much, from you to kind of take care of them, I guess. So yeah, such a pretty fish. It's not. Yeah, it's definitely a female. It cannot be a male. If it is a male, no, it's not a male. I'm still kind of sort of struggling with sexing a fish. I think that I'm right this time. With this one at least, it's a female. It cannot be a male for sure. It's really a pretty one. It's really kind of amazing, like how many kind of amazing species out there, that Hyphessobrycon genus and Hemigrams genus can offer. I mean, this is only kind of like 2 genuses in this huge and interesting family, and they've already kind of included so many great species, and even a lot of species haven't really been discovered yet. So it's like they were able to kind of say something new, really kind of like on a yearly basis at the moment, which is so cool, which is really, really so cool. Especially if we're able to even able to kind of have our hands on them, that's even better, right? Yeah. Yep, those two are still doing that. You're able to kind of see a little bit kind of aggression, from Hyphessobrycon langeanii here. Sometimes will kind of chase some other fish, but only for a very short period of time. I mean, only kind of for probably a second or something like that. I haven't kind of seen this one really sort of chase out any other fish for a very long time, or kind of like restlessly. So I think this fish is not that aggressive. It could be sort of aggressive, but it might not be that aggressive, actually. Because kind of, like the article that I had read about this fish, I really kind of thought this fish was really a very aggressive one. Like, this one probably shouldn't be kept captive with any other fish at all, not even kind of with its own kind. Because, like the kind of article that I read of there says, when author of the article kind of took pictures of this kind, he actually kind of shows this fish sort of kind of attacking probably each other, kind of attacking each other the whole time. Kind of attacking kind of their own kind the whole time. Although it's not really kind of like a very big fish, so so therefore I got kind of an impression about a fish that it must be kind of aggressive. But when I'm really kind of having this one, when I'm really kind of having my hands on this one, I think it might not be that bad. But again, as I said, it could easily be kind of cast about a lot of other sort of reasons or kind of conditions, since like I'm only having 1 year. Like, could be the reason why like this fish hasn't kind of shown that much of aggression towards others. If I could have one more, then the kind of situation or kind of a whole sort of behavior, kind of a behavioral patterns could just be kind of altered, I think. But who knows, right? So yeah, this is kind of like I'll kind of show you guys, the time, I guess, including the kind of the fight amount to Velmes, and also this lovely species Hyphessobrycon langeanii from this great genus. Okay, now we're gonna see any more of the fish. It's just kind of staying up there into the filtration machine. Is it kind of filter or kind of a filtration machine? I think I would like to filter instead, I guess. I don't know. Excuse my language. I mean, excuse my English. I'm not really that kind of good at speaking the language, I guess. After all, it's not my native language, so yeah, a little bit difficult sometimes. Especially if I have to kind of say a lot and you kind of think fast. I mean, usually I wouldn't be kind of sort of unusual from the really speak the language very fast, but sometimes it might not be that easy either. Like, when I have to kind of think of the words to say, that's not that easy.